Hello, my zebras and spoonies. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I am glad that you are here. Today, I want to talk about letting your child fail. Yeah, I think that as a parent, this was the hardest thing for me to do. Every time my daughter was hurting or struggling with a problem, I really wanted to make it better for her because seeing her hurting is really hard. And the truth is, that hasn't gotten any easier now that she's an adult. Loving someone as deeply as we love our children means that we will suffer when they suffer, but we still have to let them fail. Why? Because the quickest way to make your kid existentially impotent is to helicopter parent them. That's right. Want to be sure that your kid can never do anything without you? Just hover over them and do everything for them. That'll keep them from learning. Seriously. You need to give your kids room. Somewhere along the way, our culture has become afraid. We've become afraid of everything. So afraid that we want to stuff our kids into bubbles that will keep them from everything that will ever hurt them and let them be kids forever. Everything has to have round edges and padding. Well, this isn't doing them any favors because kids learn how to be adults while they're still kids. Remember that it is your kid that is in the band or whatever activity, not you. Don't live through your child. Doing so will make it too easy for you to get way too wrapped up in their world. They need to be the one responsible for remembering to bring their sheet music to the concert, not you. If they forget it, they need to be the one that explains why they don't have it to their teacher, not you. And don't bail them out. Who will bail them out when they forget important paperwork when they're working as an adult? Faltering and failing now will help them learn those important skills now, while it really doesn't matter, rather than trying to learn those skills when it can cost them their job. Support your kids, but let them fight their own battles. If they feel that the teacher gave them an unfair grade, they need to be the one that goes to the teacher to discuss the lower than expected mark. Again, they need to learn to advocate for themselves now. They need to learn how to respectfully question authority. They need to learn how to take criticism and accept when they don't get the desired outcome, such as when a teacher doesn't choose to raise their grade after they have a respectful conversation. These are battles that they need to fight on their own behalf so that they can fight those battles and advocate for themselves when it matters when they're an adult. It is a rare thing that a parent should be involved in any of these kinds of conversations. You are not your kid's lawyer. You are not being paid to represent their case. You're their parent, and it is your job to teach them important skills that they're going to need as an adult. So let your kid fail. This is the most powerful teacher. Failure sucks balls, and no one likes it. But it's what shapes us. It teaches us so much, both as children and adults. Kids need to learn how to handle failing. They need to learn how to manage their own affairs, and the only way for them to do that is to get in there and try it. And well, it just takes practice, which means that there will be a ton of failing along the way. But that is what childhood is for. These are the safe years. Not because they are some magical time of fluffy rainbows filled with stories of Easter bunnies and candy. They are the safe years because when they fall flat on their faces, it is unlikely to affect their lives in any lasting or meaningful way. If you keep them from doing this as a child, then all of those failures are going to happen when they are adults. And those failures will carry a much heavier weight. Additionally, facing failure is also about learning how to take risk. A fundamental part of adult life is risk taking. Starting a new project, or taking a new job, or trying different things that you've never done are about taking risks, and they can all lead to failures. These are scary things, or exciting things, or both. And teaching kids how to handle failure will shape how they approach risk taking. Set the standard and expect your kid to meet it. Then let them figure out how. They don't need you to micromanage them. Don't track their homework. You don't need to know their schedule. These are things that they need to figure out how to do so that they can meet the expectation of being academically successful. The same goes for everything else. Give them chores or other tasks, whatever you think is appropriate. Expect them to get these things done on time and in the manner that they should be. Don't check on their progress or nag them. When they are due to be done, check on it then. That's when the reckoning comes, just like when you're an adult. This is about teaching them accountability. They're responsible for their own stuff. Teach your children by example. Remember that your kids will mimic what you are. You want them to be organized? Keep your house in order and keep yourself on schedule. If you're late for everything, it's going to be much more difficult for them to learn time management skills because they are going to be quietly emulating your behaviors. Teach them to be resilient by teaching them that they don't have to be perfect. Let them see you fail. You're human, and that's okay. Let them know that it's okay. Let them see you dust yourself off, learn from your error, and move on. If you do this, they're going to be more likely to do the same because kids copy us. Teach your children empathy and compassion. When you helicopter over your kid, you risk teaching them that they are the center of the world. They can learn a sense of entitlement, a sense that the world owes them. This will serve them very poorly in life. It will drive a wedge deeply between them and other people. This makes relationships really hard. Instead, expect your children to see that other people matter as much as they do. You can't always do things for them because you're doing things for yourself and for other people, and those things matter too. And they should be expected to help other people as well. Empathy and compassion are things that kids are born with. But if they're not nurtured, that compassion will wither on the vine. Say thank you. Don't forget to teach gratitude. Point out to your child the wonderful things around you. Tell them the things that you are grateful for. Thank them for the things that they do and the effort that they put forth, even if it doesn't turn out well or as intended. With this, express your love. Tell your child that they are valued and that the world that you both live in has value. Share with them all the awesome things that you enjoy. Give them love and give them beauty. When they fail, because they will, help them evaluate what went wrong. This is what the parent's job is. Encourage them to problem solve about how they can do things differently to have a different or a better outcome in the future. Make sure that they know that failing doesn't diminish your love for them. This teaches them that their work productivity doesn't equate to their personal value. And this is a lesson that I think many of us Americans need to go back to. This whole idea that I'm talking about applies to both neurotypical and neurodivergent children. Just know that it is really likely that if your child is a different neurotype than you, that they're going to go about doing things in a different way than you, and that it's all right. Instead of judging the process, just ask yourself, are they meeting the objectives of the task? If they are, then it doesn't matter how they got there. They don't have to do it like you. I mean, make sure that it's safe. We don't want to encourage them to use explosives to solve all of their problems, no matter how effective or satisfying that solution might be. So yeah, I think that's about all I got on this topic for now. Thanks for coming and spending some time with me. I hope that you find peace and wellness. And until we talk again, please take care of yourselves. Bye.